So hey everybody, Cliff here. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it so other people can help find our videos. Again, my name is Clifton Parker. I'm with eXp Realty, and Shannon is with Red. Well, that's great.
Yeah, everybody was happy.
What's the most memorable thing that's happened recently? What about that house you had fixed up and then it went up huge?
Yeah, so I had a listing out in the West End, and I think if they had, there's a little ranch, about 2,200 square feet, and if they had done nothing, I think it would have maybe gotten 385. But we did a new driveway. We did all new interior painting. This home had a pool. We painted the pool deck. There was drywall damage, so they repaired that, of course, and found some little places where there was a little bit of rot that had happened in the pool house, because those are the type things that are going to get picked up on an inspection, and plus they're red flags to any buyer. We had the yard professionally landscaped, and we ended up listing this house for $429. We ended up getting multiple offers, and they ended up accepting an offer for $478.
Wow.
Cash.
So basically $100,000 increase with some fix-ups. About how much did they spend?
They probably spent between $10,000, $12,000, $13,000.
That's incredible.
But it was worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what is that telling us about today's market? People still want something that's nice, even though the market is red hot.
Yeah.
People they don't want to have projects.
Even though it is a seller's market, you still need to do your due diligence as a seller, because there are people that are open to fixer-uppers, but most of my buyers do not want to deal with a lot of projects.
They want fresh paint. They want to move in, and that's going to help you. So doing the prep work on the sell side is going to help you.
So sometimes it's kind of a bitter pill to swallow when you think about paying. They paid $4,800 to get the whole interior painted. But what does that say when you're walking in? The seller had a 2-year-old who had colored on the walls and nicked everything, and you walk in as a buyer and you're like, well, this place has been trashed.
Now, did they move out before they had the work done?
They did. So they went ahead and moved, and we had the home professionally staged. It cost between $1,600 and $1,700 to stage the kitchen, the family room, the dining room, and the primary bedroom and bath. Professionally
staged. Yes. So they had moved all their stuff out and had the stagers move. So on top of the $12,000, $13,000 in repairs, they also did professional staging.
Yeah, and they debated about whether they wanted to do it. But at the end of the day, Jill Johns, Transformations by Jill, she is just great. She delivered, and it was amazing. And we got just so many compliments. I don't think they would have come out with the price they got if they had not professionally staged it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. Everybody was happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With Redfin. So we're talking about today, which is our September housing report. So that's now. And we're talking about data that's really in the past. So you got the spring season, the first half of the year is the selling season, and then the second half of the year, really after May, June, you go into the buying side of the season. And of course, this happens every year, right? So on any average year, you've got your springtime housing market. You kind of lull into the holidays. You get near Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then nobody puts their house on the market, right? And you repeat that process every year, except in 2020 when we had COVID, right? That just monkeyed up the works, right, with the housing market. And then this year in 2021, we just have fewer houses. It's just a lack of sellers. So we're still deep in a seller's market because we just don't have the inventory of homes. The pending home sales were in the news recently, and they were saying the pending sales are down, and that's really talking about this little red arrow over here. Okay, but historically, it's still high, right? I mean, in terms of pending home sales. I think the big news, from this year so far is just the price appreciation. Last year it was over 10%. This year we're pushing at 14. The historical trend is about 3.8% year over year. So there's a lot of people that are worried that we're going to have a crash, or the housing market can't keep going up unless it's just inflation driven. So as a result of that, the average monthly mortgage payment is creeping up, right? And so people are talking about housing affordability, but when you look at it historically, where we are today, and this is weird, these bars, the higher they go, the more affordable; the lower they go, the less affordable. So what this is showing is that, historically since 1990, houses are still relatively affordable. They just aren't as cheap as they were during the distressed years when you had all those foreclosures on the market, right? We just don't have that, right? Lack of supply. Well, why is the affordability so great? Well, because the mortgage rates are so low. I mean, we're down in the twos. I mean, it's ridiculous. So most of the houses that are being sold are in the $200,000 to $400,000 range. And then the middle market, what I call $400,000 to $500,000, it's pretty weak. And then you've got sort of the luxury end, right? I mean, so the lower end of the market, and I'm going to show you some data that shows that. So is there a bubble? Well, no, because we don't have enough houses being built, right? So after 2006, when the economy crashed and all the builders went out of business and people stopped, everything reset, so you lost all the builders. So builders are having a field day now if you want to get a good job going to construction, right? So, I mean, on a decade by decade basis, we typically need about 10 million housing units in the U.S., and in the last decade, we don't have the houses, right? And then rents are on the rise and mortgage rates are low, so people want to buy, okay? So the likelihood of a foreclosure crisis is about zero. So here's some interesting data on Henrico County. This is year-to-date days on the market. And you can say typically houses used to sit around on the market for about a month. And you can see this is a moving average. Each data point is 50 home closings. So, but you can definitely tell that, the days on the market were down here, averaging about a week. Like Shannon and I discussed earlier, houses sell pretty quickly, right? So that's the current trend. And then the percent over list price. So houses, if you list a price for $1, they sell for $1. Well, at the peak of this in Henrico, on average, they were selling almost over 108% of the list price. And it's coming back down, which is a sign that the market is kind of topped out and we're getting into it's better for buyers than it was. It's not great, but it's better. And then overall, in terms of home prices, we're also seeing a little bit of a shift, but that just could be the data itself. Now I'll go back on that one. So this is the price of the home versus time. So this is just an average looking at all those data points. You can see that the average house coming onto the market now is priced a little bit less than it was just a few months ago, right? But if you look at that in terms of the square footage, the size of the home versus price per square foot, you see obviously there's more smaller homes being bought and sold than bigger homes. But the smiley face in this data is really just telling you that the smaller homes are selling high and the bigger homes are less. You can get more money for your house. So here's a great example, right? I get these emails all the time. Here's a house in Mechanicsville, 1,568 square feet for $350,000. That's $223 a square. Okay, this thing will probably sell in a week. Okay, then we got a bigger house. It's 3,100 square feet, so it's twice as big for $458. Right? They've already done a price drop on this house. Right? So that's $147 a square. Right? Much more affordable in dollars per square foot. So basically, if you were to put this house into this house for $223 a square, you're getting an extra half of a house for $70 a square foot. That's really on sale. All right, we're going to look at Henrico County data. This is single family condos and townhomes of all size ranges, and this is sales price. So this is average sale price for the last 3 years, from 2018 till today. And you can say the average sale price has gone up, and you can see that little dip. So we're down to average in August was 368,000. And then in terms of new listings, you can see the listings go up every day, the seasonality, just like I was telling you about before. And you can see that we're entering into the fall. Homes for sale is down because we just don't have a lot of homes for sale, right? Pending sales actually are up in Henrico, so we're still moving. Homes are still moving. And closed sales, we're peaking out on the year. And the days on the market, there you go. We're averaging about 6 days on the market. The month supply of homes right now is low. We're less than one. And then a median percent of list price. So from 100% up to over 100. So Henrico, so there you go. We're down to 102% in August for Henrico. So that's showing you that price premium is coming out. So people are doing maybe a better job of listing their house, and people aren't overbidding, which telling you there's less bidding wars, okay, in general. And then price per square foot, you can see for the Henrico data, we're up to $181 a square in Henrico. So it goes up and it goes down seasonally, but it's just really shot up. All right, Hanover is a smaller county with less homes than Henrico. So Henrico is just a better vehicle for looking at overall data. But we live in Hanover, and this is hyper local. So I want to show you this. So sales price, average in Hanover, a little higher than most, is 386. New listings, there you go, right there, 226. Homes for sale, not very many. Pending, you can see this is each year, 2018, 19, 20. Pending sales. Closed sales, we're running pretty good, right? Last year we had a lot during COVID sold. And days on the market, of course, down here in about 7. And then month supply, really pretty good for Hanover, 1.5 months of supply. And then percent of list price. Now Hanover didn't peak out as high as Henrico, but it's come down. We're right at about 100.6%. And then on our price per square foot, you can see that we're still going up. So Hanover's about 173 price per square foot. Hey, y'all, appreciate you tuning into our report this month. Please check us out next month. We try to release videos a couple times a week to help people with their home buying and investing. If we can help you, please give us a call.